Okay. Hello, 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 hello. 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 Okay. At the end of the experience user, mm, at the hands of an experienced user, editing text with Vim seems like magic. Vim makes you faster, Vim makes you more precise. Vim unlocks a completely different level of control in text editing. Vim thins the interface between your brain and the computer, and it is striking to behold when doing presentations. Awesome, that sounds very cool, very good, and all that. But how can we achieve all this downside modes? Because model nature empowers your keyboard to control every aspect of your editor. Every mode is a clean state, and that gives your keyboard new powers to edit text at lightning speed, navigate at the speed of thought, and select and move text to your heart's content and more. And with Vim, you're no longer limited to inserting text or not subject to the tyranny of the mouse to click, navigate, or select text. No, after using Vim for a while, you'll be like a code surgeon that makes expert incisions with surgical precision whenever and wherever it is required, navigating through your code and code base with the lightning speed and accuracy of an entirely keyboard-driven workflow. So, why would you want to learn Vim in this day and age? Paraphrasing the mighty Drew Neil, the author of Practical Vim, and what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Hmm. Uh, okay. Lightning speed and accuracy of an entirely keyboard-driven workflow. So why would you want to learn Vim in this day and age? Paraphrasing the mighty. Uh, so why would you want to learn Vim in this day and age? Paraphrasing the mighty Drew Neil, of author of Practical Vim. So the most obscure Vim arcana. Soft programmers who want to raise a game in the hands of an expert game sheds text at the speed of thought. Driven user practice games programmers who want to raise a game in the hands of an expert game sheds text at the speed of thought. And who wouldn't want that? Why Vim and VS Code and not just Vim? You may be wondering, okay, if Vim is so good, then why not just use Vim instead of Vim inside VS Code? Great question. The truth is that setting Vim to work with a feature set similar to modern text editors is not a trivial task. Features like completion, code, navigation, in editor, error messages, etc., although supported by Vim, don't work perfectly out of the box. Visual Studio Code and Vim together offer a very sweet spot that balance the ease of setup and super rich development user experience of Visual Studio Code with lots of the amazing features present in Vim. The translation is not yet perfect though, and if you are an experienced Vim user, you may find some features missing. But all in all, VS Code Vim offers a very pleasant Vim experience of book. Since a lot of what happens in Vim depends on the location of your cursor. On someone I said in my YouTube stream chat. SQL for specific types of interactions if you're using streaming in the same apps. Okay. Okay. Conventions used in this book, since a lot of what happens in Vim depends on the location of the cursor. Of the cursor, I've used a series of diagrams that show the position of the cursor changing over time. The type commands, and since it is quite unconventional from the programming books, I think you'll find it helpful to have it explained so you have prepared before encounter it for the first time as an example. Mm, okay. www word is two words. That means commands you type, position of the cursor is changing as you type. Oh, okay. W. Okay. Text in editor. So the text word is two words is the text that is inside your editor, which is subject to change on navigation. Yeah, you type the command W4 successfully in this case 4 times. Every time you type the command, you move the cursor represented by V to a new location. At times, it will be helpful to compare how two commands perform when applied to the same bit of text. In those cases, I have used the following diagrams. So, where the bottom part is similar in meaning to the top part we discussed earlier, but for the fact that the cursor is represented by caret instead of V. When I to the following conventions for operations and motions needs to be substituted by something. And the placeholder that needs to be substituted by something, the F is a literal F expected to be typed as a character as a placeholder that needs to be substituted by something named between. This will be descriptive of what that something is expected to be, in this case a character. When constructing and applying text objects, operator AI, A or I text object operator placeholder. Either type the letter A or the letter another place. Okay, A or I. And for X commands, and for X commands, range is pattern substitute flags. Okay. Here's the beginning of the X command range. This part is optional. The name will be displayed as in the case of placeholders. Command to be typed as this. This is a placeholder, another placeholder, and an option part. Okay. Let's move to go to exchange type email first plugin VS or click on okay. Oh. Maybe steps in no no if you try to type stuff with the curious looking rectangle shaped so nothing happens. Oh yes. Oh sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. Okay, okay. First steps, baby steps in Vim. rectangle-shaped cursor. I'm curious if you try to type text right now, you'll be surprised. You see that nothing happens. To be more precise, nothing that you'd have expected to happen happens. For one, as you type on the keyboard, there are no characters being reflected on the screen. In fact, it is likely that you're typing, you'll stumble upon some special meaning command that will either send your cursor flying around the screen or even delete or edit some code. All of this weird and unexpected behavior is the result of normal mode, the default mode in which you interact with code and web. And in normal mode, one does not insert text. So what is normal mode, and moreover, what does mode even mean? See the normal in your status bar in that VS Code, that's VS Code Vim telling you that you are in normal mode. Okay. Nice. Modes in Vim are one of the most important and impactful design decisions in Vim. So it pays off to spend a little bit of time to really understand what modes mean and how they affect the Vim developer experience. Vim modes follow the same principle of wearing the right hat for the right situation depending on the task at hand. You may figuratively wear the right hat to best adapt your way of thinking, behavior, and mindset to that situation. For instance, if you're trying to solve a problem in novel ways, you may want to wear an explorer hat that brings forth your exploratory mindset. If you want to be fearless and daring in an uncomfortable situation, you'll wear a Viking's helmet, diplomatic, courteous hat, etc. In a similar way, the Vim editor has different modes that best adapt to fulfilling different needs. For example, these are three of the most common modes in Vim: model editing, insert mode, normal mode, visual mode. Type text and stuff, edit text and navigate, select text and edit it. Okay. Just like wearing the right hat when using Vim, you'll find the you'll use normal mode when your goal is to edit text or navigate through your code base, and you'll use visual mode when you want to select some text. Okay, but what do modes mean exactly? What does adapting to the task at hand mean in the context of a text editor? In goal is to get a text and navigate through your code base, and you'll use visual mode when you want to select some text. But what do modes mean exactly? What does adapting to the task at hand mean in the context of a text editor? In essence, It means that your keyboard gains different capabilities depending on the mode that you are in. That is depending on the mode you are in. Typing a key in your keyboard will lead to different results adapted to that particular mode. Take the letter W for instance. Type W in any of these modes, and this is what will happen. Move to beginning of next word. Select text until beginning of next word. Okay. Modal editing. In insert mode, you will type the letter W, just like in any other editor. In normal mode, you will move the cursor to the beginning of the next word. In visual mode, you will select text up until and including the beginning of the next one. So, what do we gain from being a modal editor? Thanks to the existence of modes, keyboard becomes a blank slate in every different one of them, which means that Vim is free to entirely adapt the keyboard to be the most effective to perform the task at hand. Having your desired functionality right at your fingertips. As a result, and unlike other non-modal editors, Vim doesn't need to rely on crazy key combinations or crazy alt shit or something. And that means that you will be faster, you will be more effective, and you'll keep the health of your wrists and fingers far longer. Yes, you are in normal mode. In this mode, you don't insert text. Instead, you move around and edit it. This design decision stems from the realization that we spend far more time reading and navigating and changing code that we do inserting in the first place. Oh, okay. Normal mode. So normal mode is the default mode, and Vim as opposed to insert mode, which is the default and only mode in most of the editors. In normal mode, you don't insert text. Instead, you move around and edit it. And the design decision stems from the realization that we spend far more time reading, navigating, and changing code. Yeah, that we do inserting it in the first place. Normal mode can feel like a hostile place at first, as typing any key can and will send a result into unexpected behavior. So it helps come into normal mode with a little preparation. These are the very basics you need to survive and start building your Vim skills. Move around with keys. Okay, HJKL. Okay, okay. Uh-huh. hmm hmm Okay. Why didn't I use it? Na 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 I think we should post some videos or something.